So I want you to picture this, a journey, right? And it's set against the just timeless backdrop of Egypt. But hold on, this isn't your typical history tour, not at all. It's really about exploring your own inner blueprint. We're going to dive into a spiritual retreat that's built around one really powerful idea. You don't need to become someone new. The goal is just to remember who you've always been. So let's explore how that's even possible.
And really, the whole experience is framed by this one question. It kind of hits you, right? It speaks to that, that subtle, nagging feeling that so many of us have. That sense of disconnection, like we've lost the map that leads back to a place of inner wholeness, a place we can actually truly call home.
And this quote, wow, it just perfectly captures the core concept. See, the journey isn't about trying to become someone you're not. It's about remembering who you have always been. And the way you do that is by allowing this inner divine seed to finally blossom. All right, section 1, the journey back home. So, if the goal is to get back home, you gotta ask, what's stopping us from just walking right through the door? Well, the very first step on this journey is figuring out the baggage we're all carrying around. Okay, so in the world of this journey, home isn't a physical place. It's that feeling of wholeness, of being complete. But, and this is a big but, we often find ourselves kind of stuck outside, right? Held back by this metaphorical backpack that's just weighed down with all the guilt, resentment, and shame from our past. And that feeling of carrying that burden, that sense of missing the mark, well, it creates this deep sense of lack. It literally limits how we experience reality. It makes us feel lonely and like there's never enough, and it's what keeps us from that incredible feeling of totality. Okay, next up, mapping your soul's code. So look, if we're feeling lost, what's the first thing you need? A map, right? Well, this journey proposes something pretty amazing, that each and every one of us already has one. It's encoded right inside of us. So let's take a closer look at this soul's code. And the key, the absolute key to this personal map is the number 144. Now, within this framework, 144 isn't just a number. It represents completion. It's seen as the actual blueprint for our life's purpose. Think of it like a kind of spiritual DNA.
Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. It's how that number, 144, is broken down. It's made of two parts. 72 golden spheres, which represent our connection to the cosmos, to the spiritual, and then 72 silver spheres, representing our connection to the earth, the physical. And get this, it's not about choosing one over the other. The whole point is to find that perfect balance between the two. So, when you put them all together, these 144 spheres, they form what's known as the flower of life. You've probably seen this sacred geometric pattern before. Well, here it's presented as your personal soul map. And the idea is that it holds the key not just to your own life story, but to all the wisdom and patterns that have been passed down from your ancestors.
Okay, so how do you actually access this map? How do you restore it? Well, the journey uses some really powerful tools. You've got systemic constellations, which help heal those old family patterns from your lineage. Then there are Kundalini activations, which work to awaken dormant energy that's just sitting in your body. And of course, breath work, which is used to create space and release emotional blockages. And it's all grounded through practical, hands-on exercises.
Section 3. Egypt, Land of Mysteries. So, why Egypt? Of all the places in the world, why there? Well, it turns out the location is just as important as all the inner work. It's chosen specifically because it's a powerful catalyst for this kind of transformation.
The whole idea here is that Egypt's temples, they're not just ancient piles of stone. No way. They're considered living, breathing vortexes of energy and archetypes. They're places where the sacred mysteries are literally preserved in the land itself, which makes it the absolute ideal setting for an initiatory pilgrimage.
And this journey isn't just about showing up at one spot. It actually follows a path along the legendary Nile River. Each sacred site you visit has been chosen for its own unique, energetic signature, and each one builds on the last, creating this incredible, cumulative awakening as you go.
Number 4, the path of awakening. So this brings us to the path itself. And look, this journey isn't random at all. It's actually carefully structured around key archetypes and a really unique framework of what they call elemental tribes. And this table really illustrates that connection perfectly. You can see how each site corresponds to a specific piece of the inner work. So at the Temple of Philae, the focus is all on honoring the feminine. Then at Abydos, it's about reconnecting with the masculine matrix. And then at Saqqara,
That's where it all comes together, culminating in the awakening of that divine seed.
Now, this framework involves 4 original tribes, and they represent these core aspects of our being. First up is the tribe of fire. Think of this as your creative spark, that inner flame that fuels new beginnings and guides you right towards your purpose.
Next, you've got the tribe of earth, and this one is all about manifestation. This is the part of you that takes a brilliant idea and actually makes it real. It's about nurturing potential and anchoring all those spiritual insights into your day-to-day life. Then, of course, there's the tribe of air. This represents our intellect, our mind, our communication. This is the aspect of us that's always seeking clarity, that finds balance in our thoughts and opens up our minds to what's possible in the future.
And finally, we have the tribe of water, which embodies our emotional and intuitive side. This is the guardian of love, of connection, and of all the deep mysteries of our subconscious. The whole goal, really, is to integrate all 4 of these aspects to create a balanced and whole person.
All right, Section 5, your guides on the way. Look, a journey this deep, it obviously requires more than just a map. You need experienced guides, right? So let's briefly meet the team of facilitators who are there to hold the space for this big transformation. And you'll notice right away the team is intentionally really diverse. I mean, you've got artists and musicians to help you tap into your creativity. You have sound healers and breathwork practitioners to work on that energetic level. And you have storytellers to help you reframe your own personal narrative. So really, each facilitator provides a totally different doorway, but they all lead to the same core work of self-discovery.
Okay, number 6, awaken your divine seed. So let's bring it all back home, back to the central purpose. We've looked at the map, the location, the guides, but what is the ultimate goal here? What's the point of it all?
Ultimately, it all boils down to a pretty clear 3-step process. First, you reconcile the past. You finally get to unpack that heavy backpack. Second, you restore your personal map, that flower of life. And third, you allow the full, incredible potential of your divine seed to finally awaken and just blossom.
And so that leaves us with one last, really powerful question. It's a question for you. It's not about becoming something else. It's not about fixing yourself. It's simply about remembering the wholeness that has been inside you all along. A question to really sit with long after this is over.